The Cleveland Browns have reportedly made a move so bold that it's shaking up front offices across the league. We're talking about an offer to Deion Sanders that would make him one of the highest-paid coaches in NFL history.
Who has always gotten the most out of Shedeur? It's Deion Sanders.
How you feeling? Well, we're glad to have you. Are we taking care of you? You need anything? Let's have 12 play well today, right? Good to see you, man. Hey, guys, Jimmy. Good to see you all.
That Shedeur Sanders is a legitimate franchise quarterback. If you think he's the answer, then you hired Deion to be the coach.
More than anything, if the Browns can't win, because we know that's this tough division to win in, Deion will make the Browns poppin'. So at least you'll win one battle. At minimum, you'll win the battle of fame. At minimum, you'll win the battle of excitement. And more than anything, you'll get what you need to get out of Shedeur.
This isn't some baseless rumor that'll fade by next week. We're witnessing a potential paradigm shift in how NFL organizations approach coaching hires, quarterback development, and the powerful combination of family legacy and professional football. To understand the magnitude of this moment, we need to go back to where this story really begins, on the field last Sunday. The Cleveland Browns were grinding through another frustrating game when starting quarterback Deshaun Watson took a vicious hit and immediately entered concussion protocol. In an instant, the backup quarterback had to step in for his first real NFL action. That backup was Shedeur Sanders, the fifth-round pick who'd been waiting patiently for his opportunity. As Deion Sanders' son prepared to make his professional debut, the entire football world stopped to watch.
With the 144th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback.
Coach Prime was in Boulder, Colorado, running a youth football clinic when he got word that his son was entering the game. The emotion hit him immediately and overwhelmingly. Deion Sanders, the man who built his entire persona on supreme confidence and unshakable swagger, who rarely shows vulnerability, completely broke down. His oldest son, Deion Jr., called him screaming with excitement, but Coach Prime was so overwhelmed that he couldn't even respond. He later revealed to reporters that he was crying uncontrollably and had to ask his son to give him a moment to collect himself. This was more than a proud father watching his son chase a dream. This represented years of preparation, countless sacrifices, and tireless dedication all coming to fruition. Coach Prime understands what it takes to reach the NFL's highest level better than almost anyone. He lived it as a two-time Super Bowl champion and Hall of Famer. Now he was watching his son take those first critical steps on that same journey. The raw emotion revealed a side of Deion Sanders the public rarely gets to see.
Then my son, Shallow, came quite a bit, but Shedeur was there about every day. Every game Shedeur ever played in his life, I coached him. I had never been away from him. And he said, "Dad, I need you." He said, "Dad, I need you. I need you back." And I reconciled in my mind right there. I'm going to the game. It's up.
Now, let's be clear. Shedeur didn't put up eye-popping numbers in that game. He completed just 4 passes and threw an interception against a tough Ravens defense that made life difficult for the rookie thrust into action. But the stat line doesn't capture the full picture. Shedeur stayed composed under intense pressure, showed solid understanding of NFL defensive schemes, and crucially, he didn't look rattled by the magnitude of the moment. For a fifth-round pick entering the game with 0 preparation time, simply holding his own in a hostile environment showed real promise. But what unfolded on the field that Sunday wasn't the real story. The blockbuster development was happening behind closed doors in Cleveland's front office. Multiple sources connected to the organization started leaking information that sounds almost impossible to believe, yet it continues gaining traction with each passing day. The Browns have reportedly explored offering Deion Sanders a contract that would place him among the highest-paid coaches in NFL history. We're talking Bill Belichick territory, Andy Reid money, the kind of financial package that signals this isn't just another coaching search. This is a complete organizational overhaul. The reported deal would include far more than just a massive salary. We're hearing about complete control over football operations, final say on draft picks and personnel moves, and the authority to restructure the entire organization according to his philosophy. And at the heart of that vision would be Shedeur Sanders as the franchise quarterback of the future. Your immediate reaction might be to write this off as clickbait, another wild story designed to grab headlines during a slow stretch. But look at the context. The Browns are in total disarray right now. Their coaching staff is on unstable ground. Their front office is under crushing pressure to deliver wins. They've cycled through more quarterbacks than most people can remember, and none have panned out. They've tried proven veterans. They've drafted rookies high. They've taken chances on reclamation projects. Every time, the result has been the same: frustration and failure.
Shedeur he's a very impressive young man. He's poised, he's calm, he's smart. You can tell that he's been raised by, really quite honestly, a Hall of Fame dad. Look, we're going to get to know him even more over the course of the spring, but he's really impressive.
The Browns don't just need a solid coach and a talented quarterback. They need something to believe in. They need hope. They need to give their long-suffering fan base a legitimate reason to invest emotionally again. They need something that breaks through the constant noise and makes Cleveland matter in the national conversation. And nothing, absolutely nothing, would accomplish that faster than hiring Deion Sanders to coach his own son. The media attention would be off the charts. Every Browns game would become appointment television. Every press conference would dominate social media. Whether you love him or can't stand him, Deion Sanders is a global icon who commands attention wherever he goes. When Coach Prime addressed the media after Shedeur's debut, he said something that should have made every NFL executive pay close attention. He explained that he was proud Shedeur got the opportunity because he knows what's happening behind the scenes, behind the struggle. What exactly does that mean? What's going on behind closed doors that the public can't see? Is there locker room drama affecting Shedeur's development? Are there coaching problems? Or is Coach Prime hinting at something bigger, perhaps his own potential involvement in his son's NFL career?
One of the funniest moments in the darn game after Shedeur took his helmet off after he made the tremendous scramble. It was like a Heisman-type play. And I went over and said, "You cannot do that. You cannot take your helmet off." He said, "Dad, it's personal." And I just laughed. I just bent over and laughed my butt off because it was in a moment and I was really upset. And he broke the monotony up with "it's personal." So they really took it to heart, that whole theme of the week.
Coach Prime's comments were deliberate and thoughtful. He talked about the transition from father to coach, explaining that before games they walked down the sideline together, with him speaking as dad, saying the things a father would say. But once kickoff happens, he shifts completely into coach mode. This wasn't random conversation. This was Deion Sanders laying out a philosophy he's refined over years at Colorado, proving his ability to coach his own son while maintaining professional standards and team accountability. The capacity to separate family dynamics from football decisions would be absolutely essential if Deion were to coach Shedeur in the NFL. Critics would immediately cry nepotism. Every single decision would be examined through the lens of father-son favoritism. The pressure would be suffocating. Every interception Shedeur throws, every loss the Browns suffer, the scrutiny would be unlike anything either has faced before. But Coach Prime has already demonstrated he can handle that kind of intense pressure at the college level, and Shedeur has proven he can excel under those circumstances. Let's talk about what Shedeur Sanders has actually achieved, because the narrative surrounding him has been clouded with noise and unfair criticism. Over the past 2 years at Colorado, he played behind one of the worst offensive lines in college football and still produced outstanding numbers. He absorbed brutal hits week after week, got back up, and kept delivering. He managed the enormous pressure of playing for his famous father while constantly living in the public eye, and he never once complained publicly or made excuses. That's not a fragile quarterback who wilts under pressure. That's mental toughness built specifically for the NFL grind. Yet the skeptics keep finding reasons to doubt. They keep questioning whether he's just a product of playing for his father or if he possesses genuine NFL-caliber talent.
I see Shiloh and Bucky, so all the boys. During there every day is something funny. Like Shedeur wants to know today, how did I feel about when he did the silent thing, to the media? Because every time he says something, they make something out of it. So he just ain't say nothing this time and just smile.
Coach Prime confronted this narrative directly when he said, "They keep trying to make Shedeur into someone else, but he is who he is. He's a Sanders." That statement went beyond defending his son. It was a declaration that Shedeur's identity as a Sanders, with all the expectations and pressure that comes with it, is actually his biggest strength, not a weakness. The comparisons to other quarterback prospects are revealing. Coach Prime confidently stated that Quinn Ewers won't get drafted ahead of Shedeur Sanders, and Carson Beck won't either if he declares. This isn't just a father's biased opinion. This comes from someone who has broken down film on all these quarterbacks, studied their mechanics and decision-making, and determined that Shedeur is superior to anyone in this draft class. That evaluation carries real weight, coming from someone who has assessed talent at the highest level for decades. Now let's tackle the obvious question. Would Deion Sanders actually leave Colorado for Cleveland? On the surface, it seems ridiculous. He's built something special in Boulder. He has total program control. He's a cultural phenomenon on campus. He recruits at an elite level. He just led Colorado to their best season in years, featuring a Heisman Trophy winner. Why would he walk away from that to coach one of the NFL's most dysfunctional franchises? But here's what people misunderstand about Deion Sanders. He's a competitor above everything else. There's one competitive mountain he hasn't climbed yet, proving he can develop as an NFL quarterback and win as a head coach at professional football's highest level. College success is incredible, but the NFL is the ultimate proving ground. It's where true legends cement their legacies. If Deion genuinely believes he can guide his son to greatness and build a winning culture in Cleveland, you better believe he's at least considering any serious offer. More importantly, Coach Prime operates with one clear priority: positioning his sons for maximum success. If he truly believes Cleveland offers the ideal situation for Shedeur, with the right resources and organizational commitment, then leaving Colorado becomes far more realistic than it might initially seem. The NFL provides something no college program can match: total organizational alignment. Picture Deion arriving as head coach with complete personnel authority, bringing his entire staff and culture with him. Shedeur is installed as the starter, and the entire offensive system is designed around his skill set. No internal politics, no competing agendas, just a father and son working in perfect sync to build something extraordinary. We can't overlook the financial component of this potential deal. Reports indicate the Browns would be prepared to compensate Deion at a level that ranks him among the league's elite coaches. We're discussing a package comparable to what franchises pay coaches like Andy Reid, Sean Payton, or Sean McVay. That's a massive investment that proves this isn't just another head coaching hire. The Browns can also offer something else exceptionally valuable: existing roster talent. Their defense is already elite, featuring stars like Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett. They have quality offensive weapons and significant salary cap flexibility to add more talent through free agency. In a typical rebuild, a new coach inherits a gutted roster. But in Cleveland, foundational pieces are already in place. With the right quarterback and coach, this team could compete right away. That's an attractive proposition for someone like Deion, who has shown he can turn programs around quickly. But let's be completely realistic about the substantial risks involved. First, Deion has zero NFL coaching experience. Managing a 53-man roster, navigating salary cap complexities, dealing with veteran players who have more league experience than you have coaching experience, these challenges are vastly different from college football. The NFL is filled with stories of legendary college coaches who struggled tremendously at the professional level. Second, hiring a coach specifically to develop his son would trigger a media circus unlike anything NFL history has seen.
Every decision Deion makes would be questioned and dissected through the nepotism filter. Every interception Shedeur throws would fuel critics claiming he only got the job because of his last name. Every Browns loss would spark endless debate shows. The pressure on both of them would be absolutely crushing, and if it doesn't work out, it could permanently damage both their careers.